Hello everyone, welcome to my class. In this video, I'll be continuing with the first chapter of class 10th economics, that is development. Now, till so far we have discussed about what is development, what are the developmental goals, how the developmental goals differ person to person, what are the factors that lead to setting up of different developmental goals. All these things we have discussed in my previous video. Now in this video I'll be taking income criteria to compare the development of different countries. See, when we talk about the doing comparison between different countries, how can we say that which country is developed and which is not? For that, different criterias are set to judge the development of different countries. The simplest method is to compare the income of the nations. So here income can be used in two ways. First is national income, and another second way is the per capita income or the average method. So let's discuss these things in detail. Firstly, we'll take the national income. So what is national income? National income is the sum of the income earned by all people living in a country in a year. Means the citizens of one particular nation, whatever they are earning within 1 year is national income. And there are different limitations of national income. If we only judge the national income of different nation to decide the development of each nation, then there are certain limitations. So let's discuss that. First one is it ignores the size of the population. How? See, it is an established fact that no two nations are having the same size of population. Nations varies in their population. So we cannot compare the nations. Suppose if we take India and do comparison with any European nation, then India is more populous than other nations. So we cannot compare the national income of these nations. Reason being, their size of population is different. Second reason is income is not the sole criteria to compare the development. There are many other attributes that need to be considered. For example, about the citizens having good living standard, about the health facilities they are availing. Say people in one particular nation is having good income, but they are not having sufficient health facilities. So how can we say that the nation is developed? So other attributes, other criteria need to be considered while judging the development of different nations. Now cost of living is in different countries are different. Therefore, income does not reflect actual standard of living. It is very true. If you are living in a South Asian nation, the living standard is quite cheap as compared to live in the Western nations or European nations. So again, we cannot say that if we are judging the income, we can estimate the development of one particular nation. Now the second way, how can we use income as a criteria to compare the development of different countries while considering the per capita income. Per capita income, or it can also be known as average income. Or now, what is per capita income? It refers to the income that an average person of a country is likely to earn. Means in national income, the income earned by every citizen of a nation is considered. In per capita income, we take out the average of one person's income in a nation. So there is a formula. It is calculated by dividing the total or the national income of a country by the number of the total population. So this is the simplest formula, and many times it is asked in paper. Per capita income can be calculated by the national income upon size of population. Again, there are certain limitations using per capita income or the average method as criteria to compare the development of different countries. First one is it hides the disparities of income, or it does not disclose how the income is distributed among the people of the country. This is very true. If we are taking per capita income as a criteria, then we are not having a clear picture of how many people in one nation, what is their exact income. We are just taking an average of their income, right? So it does not show the clear picture. Let's see how. Let's try to understand this. Here is a table given. The same table is given in the book also. Here the two countries, country A and B, suppose these two countries are having only 5 citizens. Their incomes are given here, and the per capita income is also given. If we calculate the per capita income of both the nation, it is same, 20,000. Means an average of the persons living in each country is 20,000. But if you see the figures, the income earned by each person in these countries, you'll find that country B is comparatively better in terms of development. Reason being, the persons in country B are having more or less same income or equal incomes, whereas in country A you'll find that there is a huge gap. Only one person is earning very good income, that is 70,000, and rest of the people are having income ranging from 5,000 to 12,000. Right. So both the countries A and B has population, same population size, only 5 people are there. Per capita income is same, 20,000, but the distribution of income in both the countries are not equally developed, right? So we can say that the average method does not gives the clear picture of the exact amount earned by the people living in one nation. So this is one of the biggest limitation of this method. Now next limitation is there are many other attributes which need to be considered for judging the development of different nations. For example, again and again I am saying that income is not the sole criteria to judge the development of a different nation. Reason being, suppose if we take the income or per capita income of India and Sri Lanka, we'll find that Sri Lanka is having better per capita income, but the people living in Sri Lanka, especially one particular community of Tamilians, they do not enjoy any political rights. They are not considered equal. While if we see India, then every citizen in India belonging to any community, they enjoy the same equal status politically. Right. So this is there are many reasons which proves the fact that we need to judge other criterias also. Next limitation is cost of living in different countries are different. Therefore, income does not reflect the actual standard of living. Yes, this is very true. Again, I am repeating the same thing, because if you are living in a in Asian nation, your cost of living is comparatively less, but if you are living in USA, then your cost of living is quite high. So cost of living in different countries are not same. So these are certain limitations of per capita income or the average method of judging the development of different nations. Now, who actually compares the development of different nations? So there are international bodies working in this field. One prominent one is the World Bank. World Bank aims to promote economic development of the countries through international collaboration. It compares countries on the basis of per capita income and divide them into 3 categories. That is high income countries, moderate income countries, and low income countries. So the main aim of World Bank is the economic development of the countries, and the sole criteria which is taken by the World Bank to judge the development of different countries is the per capita income, and it releases report every year. Here is an example given. As of July 2018, the range of income used to compare the different countries are, see, high income countries are those countries where the per capita income in US dollar is above 12,055, whereas the moderate income countries are those countries where the per capita income lies between 996 to 12,055, and low income countries are those nations which are having per capita income less than 996 in US dollars. So this is how the categorization of the countries are done by World Bank on the basis of their income. Now there is another agency, or there is another organization, international organization, which is working in the same field, comparing the development of different nations. It is a UNDP, United Nations Development Program. It is an organization aims at eradication of poverty. To eradicate the poverty is an important aim of UNDP, and to promote sustainable human development. There are around 189 members countries in this organization, and it compares and rank the developmental status of the countries based on income, health status, and education level. UNDP consider these three criteria to judge the development of different nations, right? And it, instead of dividing these nations into different categories, it provides ranks to different nations after judging these three criteria of income, health status, and educational level, and prepares a composite index which annually published in a report which is called Human Development Report. Means judging the living standard of every nation, means the living standard of the people by judging their income, health status, and educational level. Human Development Index is prepared by the UNDP, and it published its report in its annual report in the form of Human Development Report. So two international organizations working in judging the development of different nations. So let's see the difference between the two organizations comparing World Bank and UNDP. If we compare the two, then we'll find that the World Bank compares only the income of different nations, whereas UNDP compares the income, health, and educational level of different nations. So its criteria is quite comprehensive. Second is, World Bank classifies country into three categories: high income countries, moderate income countries, and low income countries, whereas UNDP does not categorize the nations into different categories, rather it gives ranks to different nations. Then World Bank published World Development Report, whereas UNDP published Human Development Report. World Bank consider only the economic aspect, whereas UNDP compares multidimensional aspects like the health status, income, education level, etc. World Bank do the comparison of all the countries of the world, whereas UNDP compares the development of different member countries, those who are member of UNDP, this organization. So this is all about how the income can be used as a criteria to judge the development of different nations, what are the limitations, and what agencies are involved in comparing the development of different nations. We'll be continuing with other criteria to judge the development of different countries in the upcoming videos. Please like, share and review, subscribe this channel, and wait for the next video in which most probably I'll be concluding the chapter. Thank you for watching this video.